What's up, everybody? Matt Gajeski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel, and we are continuing our team-by-team college football preview series with Oklahoma today, talking their entire roster, what to expect this year, and a bet at the end of the video. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We're also brought to you today by BetMGM. They will be powering the video, and they have a phenomenal offer for you guys. You can get up to $1,000 in a risk-free bet upon your first deposit with BetMGM. All you have to do is click the link in the video description below or use the promo code OSCFB to claim your first risk-free bet. And we will be talking about BetMGM as we go through this video, talking Oklahoma and what to expect with a bet this year. Looking at the Big 12, there is not one clear favorite. So Oklahoma, yes, they are the favorite to win the conference, but they're plus 200. This is not an Ohio State, Alabama, or even a Clemson situation where you have even money or even a little bit worse. You're getting 2-1 on Oklahoma to win the conference. The next team there is Texas. They're plus 280. Then it drops off. Oklahoma State plus 550. So it is a little bit more wide open. Oklahoma's win total is sitting at 9.5. The over is plus money at plus 105. So digging into the roster and the schedule a little bit, Oklahoma is going to be remade. Yes, they lost Lincoln Riley, but they bring in Brett Venables from Clemson. He's the longtime defensive coordinator there. And his DC, it'll actually be co-DCs Todd Bates and Ted Roof. These are familiar faces with the Clemson program, so you'll have some continuity there in the coaching staff. Their OC is Jeff Lebby. He comes over from Ole Miss, and he kind of has ties to that UCF, open it up, throw the ball downfield while you're still running at a high rate. Very up-tempo offense, and that's what I think we see Oklahoma run this year. Last year, they were 11-2, and this year they certainly have a winnable schedule. When you look at their non-conference, you face UTEP, Kent State, and then you have a game at Nebraska, which is going to be a heated rivalry game, but still one that's winnable and one Oklahoma is likely a favorite in. From there, we already know they're the favorite in the conference, so they should be favored in every one of their games if the season started today. From there on out, some of them will be closer than others. So to me, this win total is definitely winnable. But rather than just lay plus 105 to get over 9.5, I think the better bet is Oklahoma plus 200 to win the conference. And there's a lot of reasons why. First of all, on offense, I'm not expecting a huge drop-off year over year, especially with Lebby coming in at OC. They also landed a premier transfer in Dylan Gabriel from UCF. It'll be tough to replace the dual threat ability of Caleb Williams, but Dylan Gabriel, he was the number 9 quarterback in the 2020 class before getting injured. That's according to PFF. And he completed over 71% of his passes, 8.8 yards per attempt. That's awesome. He does have some mobility. It's more as a scrambler. He's not somebody you really design runs for, but this is a guy that's certainly capable in this offense, and he has familiarity with the system. At running back, Eric Gray is still back. He's a veteran. Marcus Major's there. Bentavious Thompson transferred in. Then you have a couple 4-star freshmen if someone needs to play. Wide receiver, this is a position loaded with talent as well. Marvin Mims, 2.62 yards per route run. He's in that elite territory, and he's a downfield threat. Theo Weiss is back after missing most of last year with injury. You have reliable option in Drake Stoops there, but then you have a bunch of high-profile recruits and young players like Jaleel Farouk. You have Brian Darby. You have Elvie Bunkley Shelton transferring in from Arizona State. There's a lot of good options in this pass game. And the offensive line, yes, they lose 2 starters, but they return 4 players that do have some starting experience, and they add Cal transfer McCade Medower, who was Cal's top lineman last year. So this is an offensive line which should also be good. The biggest question to me is defense, and this is a question. Last year, their defense was 37th in the country, but now they're returning just 5 starters. And this is a unit that has a lot of question marks. Fortunately, some of these players did get starting time due to injury, and they did hit the portal fairly hard this year. So I think we do see a step forward, but I still don't think this is a top 20 unit. When you look at the defensive line, it should be some combination of Reggie Grimes, who started 5 games last year, and Marcus Stripling. But then you also have Jonah Laulu from Hawaii transferring in. He has 17 starts there. I think that's solid. Tulane transfer Jeffrey Johnson comes in on the interior. He should immediately contribute. Linebacker, I think it's going to be Deshaun White, multi-year starter there, so not really any questions. And on the back end, you still have Woody Washington, started 5 games last year. He should play along DJ Graham. In the slot, I think you see some in the slot and at safety, I think you see some combination of Justin Broyles, Key Lawrence, and Billy Bowman, all of whom have a certain amount of starts under their belt, but no like bona fide locked in returning all conference players there. So with the defense, you do have players with experience, not full-time starting experience for most, but hopefully with Brent Venables being a defensive minded coordinator, he can come in and help this defense overall. Again, when I look at this win total, it comes down to the schedule. Right now, if the season started today, I think they're favored in every single game. Now, some of those are going to be close. I think Nebraska's close. You're playing at TCU, Texas. That's of course the rivalry game, and they might end up being an underdog. At that time, Texas are kind of neck and neck with them to win the conference. But then you go to Iowa State, you play Baylor at home, and then you finish Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. Some of these games are going to be really close for Oklahoma. So to me, I still would rather just bet them to win the conference at plus 200 rather than take a position on their win total. If I was going to take their win total again, plus 105 over 9.5, I still would make that bet. But to me, plus 200 to win the Big 12 is the best bet we have here. That'll do it for us today. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Oklahoma's roster, if there's any players you particularly like, and what you would do with their win total and their postseason bets. My name is Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.